As fractional equations go, I think this is probably the hardest type. There's going to be, of course, you have to get rid of the fractions just like the other ones. But because these fractions here are combined, we have more than one thing there in the top. That makes it a little bit more work, and there's a few more little places where we could fall into a mistake. So the first step, though, we need to figure out our common denominator. So we look at our two denominators here, which is 8 and 6. For 8 and 6, the common denominator will be 24. Now you may have thought 48. 48 will work. You'll just have a little bit more simplifying you'll have to do later on. So here our common denominator is 24, and so we want to multiply through by 24. So I'm going to come out here 24 over 1 times my first fraction. Okay. Minus 24 over 1 times my second fraction. And then don't forget to multiply the non-fractions as well. So 24 times 5. And then what we're going to do at this point is we're going to go through and we're going to start to simplify. So with the 24 and the 8, I can cancel both of those out, and that leaves me with just a 3 on the top. When I come to the second fraction there, the 24 and the 6, I can cancel those out, and that leaves me with just a 4 on the top. And then I get to 24 times 5. There's no canceling there, so I just have to multiply 24 times 5 and get 120. So let's put down what we now have here. 3 times the whole numerator. Very common error people make here is they'll forget and just multiply the 3 and the 2, and they'll forget about the 3 over here. But that 3 is times the whole numerator. And likewise, the 4 there that was left over is times the whole numerator. So I prefer to take the extra step of writing that out so that I don't make that mistake. And I really encourage students to do the same thing. 24 times 5, of course, is just 120. So at this point, we can start to simplify. Remember, we have our distributive property at our disposal, so we can take that 3 there and distribute it through. We can multiply it through. 3 times 2 is going to give me 6x. 3 times minus 3 is going to give me 9. When I come to the second fraction, that's a minus 4 there. So it's also going to distribute not just the 4, but the minus sign. So 4 times 7, or minus 4 times 7, is a minus 28x. Minus 4 times positive 1 makes that a minus 4. Equals 120. So at this point now, we have some simplifying to do, and so we want to put everything together. So here I have my 6x and my minus 28x. 6 minus 28 will be a negative 22x. Negative 9 and 4 will be minus 13. And then that's equal to 120. Okay, so at this point, we've simplified as much as we possibly can. And so therefore, we want to get into variable by itself now. So we have that 13. Let's add it to both sides. That gives us negative 22x equals 133. And then to finish it off, let's divide by negative 22. Negative 22. Because we're dividing by a negative, it will be a negative answer. So we usually treat the negative as going in the top. And then we would try to simplify 133 over 22, but nothing does. So our answer is just negative 133 over 22. So if you can handle ones like this, then you're going to be in pretty good shape working with these fractional equations.